You are welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you are just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our online and newspaper print review with my co-host Miriam and Clement. Hello, guys, again.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are the trending people. You know all the news in town. So what's the latest?
Oh, okay. So, first of all, Cocoa Digest is trending.
Yes.
And that is some good news for us.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And of course, the cleanup exercise towards Homo Festival.
Yes, I heard about that too.
It has commenced today.
Okay.
And it was announced by the Garmanche some few weeks ago. And this is in collaboration with the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, the Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Roads and Transport, and other stakeholders. So the cleanup exercise has started.
Okay, wow. So I'm sure after here we are going to join them.
Oh yeah, we have to
clean our
environment.
Yes. So Clemens, what do you also have? Is there anything trending?
Yeah, so as Mimi said, the first trending story, when you go to all the platforms, it's Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Yes. So Clock TV is informing its viewers and the general public that they should bring their calabash to take the best of the morning show. And as Mimi said, the next trending story is the cleanup exercise by the people of Gas State. It's all towards the preparation for their festival. And I read the news that was on the 29th of June when the meeting between the Traditional Council with the ministry and the AMA, and they said it's starting today officially, but it's in different zones. We have zone 1, zone 2, and so today it involves the AMA and some 3 assemblies who are starting with today. Tomorrow they are going to continue at other places, and you see all this they are doing it for, I think, from today till August 20th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the idea is to keep Accra very clean.
And also instill some sense of community among the people.
And I think it's a good step.
Yes.
It's a good step because it's going to help the citizens to really, we need to wake up. You see, I believe that we shouldn't wait till there is a program or there is something happening before we have to organize ourselves to clean our frontage. No, it should be our daily activity.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
And I'll commend the Garmanche for such an initiative. He is one man that I've seen that aligns with national policies, and he's so humble to the extent that he's always down to earth. He always brings up things that will help his region. And we can see the transformation in the space of just few years since he became the Garmanche. So,
well, that is what leadership is all about, and we really commend him. He is a very great example to all of us. So let's get straight into the newspaper review. So Miriam, which one is yours?
Okay, so I have the Mirror newspaper here.
Okay.
And then just below it, we have a very sad story here. And it says a 45-year-old Mason defiled a young girl who is 9 years and bribed her with 1 Ghana cedi. It's sad and it's, I don't want to say funny, but
it is not funny. It is not
it's sad. It's
funny.
sad. Yes.
So let me read a portion of it so we can continue. So a 45-year-old Mason named Martin Kwenyehia defiled a 9-year-old girl and gave her 1 Ghana cedi as bribe to cover or, cover the sex activity that they had. And apparently he has been sentenced 8 years in prison with hard labor by the whole circuit courts. Now, Sergeant Kwejo Otibujan, who represented the Republic, told the court presided over by Felix Dachumo that sometime in May last year, Kwenyehia saw the girl near a house at Shia in the evening and called her to come over. The prosecution said when the girl approached him, Kwenyehia instructed her to go and wait for him in a nearby bathroom, and the unsuspecting girl obliged. Subsequently, the Mason followed her into the bathroom where he removed her pants and forced her into a supine position before having sex with her.
Oh.
Now, the court heard that after the sex act, Kwenyehia gave the girl 1 Ghana cedi. The prosecution said Kwenyehia again lured the girl into the same bathroom another evening, repeated the sexual assault, and gave her another 1 Ghana cedi.
Oh. He deserves more than the 8 years.
Yes,
no, this is cruel.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
On June 12, 2023, however, the prosecution said the girl's grandmother noticed changes in her and questioned her, whereupon she revealed the ordeal she suffered at the hands of Kwenyehia. The grandmother immediately informed another family member about it, and they took the issue to the police. And that is how come they arrested Kwenyehia. Wow. Now, the prosecution also said Kwenyehia initially denied the allegations, but he later gave 20 Ghana cedi to the girl's family to buy medicines to treat the wounds in her private parts. Based on that, a report was made to the police at nearby Kotokoe, leading to the arrest of Kwenyehia, who was then charged with defilement after a medical examination was conducted on the girl at the Whole Teaching Hospital. Oh. So this is a very sad story.
Yes.
But one thing I'm glad about is the fact that I think our societies are slowly moving from settling rape and defilement issues at home, keeping it quiet. Yes. They are reporting to the necessary authorities.
Because even if you look at the environment, the setting, you can tell it's
a village or it's a very rural area. Because 20 cedis for medicine in this Ghana, it can only be in a village.
And I'm so glad the police, picked him up, and then, but the 8 years is too small.
She's too young.
He has destroyed a girl's life.
Yes. This is a very, very traumatic experience. Yeah. Even for anybody at any age, to be forced to do something you don't want to do is very, very traumatic. And I'm glad her grandmother took the necessary actions. Yeah. And when we were younger, we used to have these NGOs that would bring certain kinds of documents and have pamphlets that would have, if a man calls you to do this, maybe a man sends you to go and buy him food, don't enter his house, leave it at his door. I think we need that to come back again, because she fell for this same act twice. And if she had been informed, these young children had been informed that don't go near any man you don't know at any, inappropriate or inopportune time. Yes, we need that again. We need to inform our children about the different kinds of ways they can be lured into something dangerous, and we implore that the NGOs and other stakeholders would be able to take up this initiative once again. They helped some of us in our childhood, and there are many children that could be helped as well. What about you? What do you think about this issue?
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad because as young as 8 years. What at all?
What at all?
What at all? And you see, the issue here is, if the grandmom had not realized the changes in the young lady,
she wouldn't have come out to even talk about it.
So the issue here is, the young ones need to be able, or we should educate them to speak up. We have a lot of people who are going through this, a lot of them, and the fear is, you see, after the incident, the man will be like, when you tell your mom you will die, I will do this. So, yes, that kind of thing is really intimidating most of the young ones.
And even for the fact that sometimes the families don't even believe them. They rather brand their child as a collaboni and going, following people. And so it deters them from speaking up. And we need to actually put a stop to that.
Yes, that's very true.
Hey. But I'm glad he got the 8-year sentence. He deserves even more, but it's a step in the right direction. Yes. So let's move on to Clement, businessman.
So this morning there's a graphic business.
Okay.
And on the front page, they say cost of maize up 600% in 5 years.
Wow.
Cost of maize up 600% in 5 years. So maize happens to be one of the crop that Ghana, like you can't do away with maize. Kinky, like the Ghana kinky, the fancy kinky.
It's our staple food.
When you go to the Volta region, they use it. So if the cost of maize should rise within 5 years by 600%, just imagine.
What will we eat?
We'll buy kenke for 10 cedis.
We'll just
We
eat
started
rice.
buying it for 5 cedis. So like, let's just give ourselves like 5 years or 5 years, like 2 years.
So you are going to the story. It says the cost of maize production has increased from 1,200 Ghana cedis per acreage in 2020 to 8,100 Ghana cedis per acreage in 2024.
Wow.
So 1,200 Ghana cedis to 8,100 Ghana cedis. So vast difference of over 6,900
What could
just
be
from
the reason?
2020 to 2024. And Yara, the reason is one, it's associated to this climate change,
Okay.
weather condition, and two, since the cost of production too has increased.
Yeah.
You can see the fertilizers price has
Yeah.
gone up. The same thing applies to that of the seedling. So when you go to the page 6 of the graphic business, it says that one of the major issue is the cost of seedling. So in 2021, a seed per acreage was 100 Ghana cedis. But when it comes to 2024, that's as at now, that 100 Ghana cedis is now 1,100 Ghana cedis.
Hey.
So the difference of 1,000 Ghana cedis. And fertilizer that was costing 252 Ghana cedis in 2021 now is costing 2,820 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
That
So-
is very serious.
Yes.
Hey.
So all this issue coming up is going to shoot up the cost of production
Yes.
of maize. So when it happens like that, you could see it's going to affect.
Yes, it will affect consumers.
Yeah. And the sudden aspect is we import over 95% of maize.
Yeah. Even with the production that goes on in the country.
Ghana, yes, we import over
come on.
95% of maize in the country.
Okay.
So what we produce is just 5%.
Wow.
And looking at the situation of CD depreciation too,
Yes.
when you are importing this commodities and the price of, let's say, the USD has gone up, just imagine you will need more Ghana cedis
Yes.
to buy the same commodity that's probably you bought in 2020 or 2021. So when it happens, what happens? It shoots up the price. And Yaira, the most sudden aspects of the whole thing is you investing 8,100 Ghana cedis in maize production for just an acre. Your returns is going to be 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh.
3,000 Ghana
That is
cedis.
not
Yeah, so
a very
just
good
imagine
investment.
a business-minded person. Yaira, be so frank with me. You invest in 8,100.
You will find another
Yeah, so
avenue.
when it happens like this too, it affects production of
Yeah.
maize. So I think the Ministry of Agriculture should put measures in place in supporting the maize farming so that we can get more of the maize. Because if not for that, you are going to have issues with food insecurity.
Well, I'd like to add something. You see, the other time we were having a conversation
Yeah.
about cocoa production
Yes.
being on the high and other
Sure.
things, and I raised a concern that government needs to diversify the economy
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
looking at some
Other
agricultural.
aspects, yeah.
So I
That's true.
think government can also, hold on to this maize production and then look into it and see how
Yeah.
positive, or positively it can impact the country.
Seriously.
Something like that.
Wow, that's
It should.
that's
It
true.
should.
We're hoping so
Because
because
there are
maize
the
going
little
this
money I
high
have.
there.
If I wake up in the morning with 10 cedis and I'm buying kinky alone for 10 cedis, which one will I get for fish?
And you end up getting koshoko. Okay, thank you so much. So let's go into the online news. And so the first story here says Ghana proposes to extend secondary school education from 3 to 6 years. Now, so it says here that the government is proposing a new free senior high school bill that will be discussed by the cabinet this week. So the bill drafted by the Ministry of Education aims to legally ensure free and compulsory education at the senior high school level. So the education minister said the bill will propose separating junior high school from primary school. So now we're no more going to have primary and JHS. We're going to have it like JHS and SHS. Yes. So they are also, this will create a 6-year secondary school education system where the JHS and the SHS have been joined together. And then another proposal is also to stop the Basic Education Certificate Examination, that is the BEC, as a requirement for getting into secondary school. So that means that the only certificate for completing senior high school would become the first formal certificate a student can earn in the country, which will be the WASSCE certificate, rather than the BEC. So you're not going to have two certificates. You're going to have just one, which is the WASSCE certificate. So,
wow,
me, I don't agree.
So me, on the surface, I think it is a good initiative. It looks very, compelling, potentially good. Looking at the duration, our students are going to, be well equipped with all the necessary knowledge and skills they need, to prepare them for the pressure that comes from tertiary. We've all been to tertiary, how serious that place is. But that's notwithstanding, I also feel that the implementation challenges shouldn't be misinterpreted or underestimated, because I feel we still need more. We need to ensure that we have enough teachers.
Yes.
We need to ensure that we have infrastructure. We need to ensure that the students are even ready to go through such a process. And so with this story, when I saw it, I just said, I can't wait to hear from, educators and experts to look at how feasible this policy is going to be.
Well, I also think that there's a lot of attention on the SHS level of education, and there isn't that much attention given to the primary school, because something like BEC is what sort of gives you the kind of education these children have had, the quality of it, the basic, education, whether it's been very, very good or not. Because it seems as though a lot of schools are under trees, a lot of primary schools. We have so many children on the street, and somehow you want to take that examination away and just ship them off into SHS. It may not, sit right. It may not have the best impact that we want. Or if anyone thinks otherwise.
Yeah, so you see, the introduction of the bill, the question is, why bill? Because free SHS it was a policy, or let's say it is a policy.
Okay.
So I've read something small, and the Minister of Education said that the reason why they want to make it a bill is because now it's a policy. So if any government should come into power and realize that that policy is not really beneficial, it's not going to bring much, they will just change it. They'll just put it away. That is why the Ministry of Education is trying to make it a bill. Because when it becomes a bill, now it becomes a law. So it's mandatory, it's compulsory for them to do.
We are also saying that they need to look into the implementation
so the issue is, in the bill that they've presented, I believe all these things are there. And when you read it very well, you could see that it is really taking us to our olden days, where we have the middle form. Before,
but they had some form of examinations in
so
the cancellation of the BEC is also worrying.
Right?
You see, when you read it, it's not like they are going to cancel the BEC totally. They said the BEC is going to be like an entrance exam to the SHS. It's not going to be like you are in JHS, you are supposed to write BEC compulsory before you go to SHS. But now it's just an entrance exam. So after writing the BEC, now you move into the SHS. After SHS, you write a final exam. That's when they are going to give you a certificate. That's what they were doing in some years ago. The middle form, the middle examination, that's the entrance before they come to the whole examination, where they award you a certificate for you to go to the colleges or wherever you want to go to. So it's a good step. And it's the minister also said something that the reason why the cut-off point was not really introduced in the that of the free SHS policy. To him, the minister, he thinks it's because politicians want to cut down costs. Because they presume that if there is a cut-off point, let's say 28, we won't get much of the students to the SHS. So at the end of the day, they are going to cut off, they are going to cut costs. That is what the minister also said relating to this.
We hope to hear more about this story to gain a better understanding of what the plan is. So the next story is Ghana's defense minister emphasizes the importance of political neutrality for military officers ahead of the 2024 elections. So he's basically saying that he's cautioning the military personnel against partisan involvement, emphasizing their duty to protect the nation's integrity. And so the minister also stated that the military is the last bastion of our country's hope. So this means that our military should not become henchmen for any political party for whatever reason, because they are here to protect, they are here to enforce the law as well. And he also says that he warned that any alignment of the armed forces with political parties could severely undermine public trust and threaten our democracy itself. And he urged the military personnel to maintain strict political neutrality before, during, and after the upcoming December 7 elections. I think this is very important to actually resound in the ears of our armed forces all over the country, because it is very, very easy to become a henchman for any political party because of so many reasons: poverty, hunger, you know.
But those people are not poor, are they?
Everybody, it could even be greed.
Okay.
Maybe the poverty is not in the aspect of money.
Okay.
Yes, it could be a different aspect. But the aspect of neutrality is very important because they are our defense. So the Bible says that when they, I've fully forgotten, but it said when the foundation is being destroyed, what can the righteous do? So the foundation of the peace is the defense, is the military, these people. So when these people are not really neutral in their political affiliations, you could see the issues we are going to have in the country.
It's going to be a
And if they become henchmen for these political parties, any political party in power, it then becomes an autocracy instead of a democracy. And then they will be restricting our rights, infringing on our rights. Even we may even lose the right to speech or freedom of speech, even movement. So if we say we are a democratic country, then we need to stick by the rules of democracy. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I hope to see you again on Thursday.
Sure.
And this has been a very, very interesting discussion. I'm really glad I had you here. So up next is the lifestyle segment. And you know, a part of our motivational quote today says, you should start your day with a smile. What better way to start your day with a smile than to talk about your dental health? Miriam and her guests will be here to educate and inform us about everything concerning our dental health. But before that, let us take a short break with the Clocksack Band performing one more beautiful song for us.